It Apocalypse. Things never end up the same, by Gary McVitie. Prologue. A man was working at the new radiation power plant that just opened up a week ago. The year is 2002, October 31st, Halloween. Jonah and Mike are best friends, and Jonah just moved in with Mike. It was Halloween night, and the kids just stopped trick-or-treating. Mike still had a bucket of candy. On the news a week before, they both heard a radiation power plant opened up nearby. The next morning, most of the kids were cooped up in their house, flashing lights coming through their bedroom windows. Jonah and Mike woke up to a loud crash. It seemed as if the whole town could hear it. Then he saw out the window in the sky there was a huge brown and green mist floating up. They both sprinted to the power plant. When they reached the plant, they saw it. The creature looked like it had no skin and a gaping mouth. The it pounced forward onto Mike and tore into him. Jonah realized it was his chance to stop the it. Jonah ran to the power station. The creature crawled after him. As Jonah was about to open the door to the power station, the it grabbed him by the shirt and scratched his back. Jonah took the pain and pushed open the door to his left. Jonah saw a fire axe. He smashed his shoulder against the glass case and it cracked open. It was a few inches away now, and Jonah clutched the axe's handle and sliced the creature's ugly face. He kept slashing at the it, but the it would not give up. It kept fighting and slashed his claws into Jonah's flesh. Arg! He screamed in pain. Jonah heard a loud stomping through the dark woods. He saw a flock of police. They grabbed their weapons and told the it to surrender. The it pounced on them, tearing them open one by one. Jonah knew he should not run. This was up to him. He took the axe he had in his hand and ran up to the it. The it heard him rustling through the bushes. As Jonah reached the it, the skinless creature lunged at him and sliced him with his claws. Jonah told himself not to give up. He gripped the axe, slicing at the it, but the skinless creature was growing into a hideous monster. It started multiplying, and soon the it became the era of the apocalypse. The it destroyed the town and everyone in it. Soon all you could hear was the innocent screams of those poor people getting eaten alive. Jonah knew he couldn't stop something like this. There was millions of the it. And those psychotic beasts, they think it is now their town. You're right about that, boy, said a voice. Jonah swiftly turned around to the man coming through the shadows. The man was running towards Jonah with a baseball bat. Jonah dodged a swing of the bat, but tripped on a rock. Jonah got up as fast as he could and kicked the man in his gut and stole the bat off the mysterious man. Jonah knew it was the apocalypse, but he knew it was wrong to kill. So Jonah took a shot with the bat and smacked the guy across the face. At the corner of his eye, Jonah saw one of the creatures running to the knocked out man. The man tried to scream, but the it's growls drowned out the sound. A while later, Jonah finally found the original town he started in. He was bleeding from when an it scratched his leg. He found a nearby CVS. Jonah was searching down the aisles when, clank, something dropped. He slashed out the new bats from his sheath and slowly creeped down the aisles, ready to swing. When he heard crying, he turned the corner. It was an it, but it was crying. The it slowly cocked his head to face Jonah. The it howled like a wolf and scrambled to its feet, running faster, trying to reach Jonah. Ready to swing, Jonah got ready for the impact and swung at its deformed face. Wham! The bat struck the drooling creature square in the face. It hissed and got up, and Jonah made a run for it without getting the medicine for his leg. Oh, I'll just go to Albertsons, he thought. As Jonah was walking down the street, he started to think about how the it in CVS was crying. Confusion overloaded Jonah. He soon realized it was like a sci-fi movie. The creatures were learning human language, but their objective was to kill. The rage was starting to get to Jonah. These dumb freaks, they're ruining everything. He shouted in anger and bent down to his knees, missing how the world was before, missing Mike. Why is it like this now? These creatures are murderers. Jonah knew he had to use what he had now. He arrived at Albertsons. It was abandoned. He went to the front door and tried to open it. It's locked. He said he needed another way in before his leg gets infected. He ran around the back and tried the fire escape door. Arg! Nothing. He looked around. Yes! He saw an open window right above the dumpster and climbed the dumpster. He heard a loud howl, sort of like an it. He screamed and climbed into the open window and locked it shut. He searched all the aisles. There has to be something to stop the pain. He searched the store and found an elevator. Well, where does this lead? He took the lift to the second floor. There was a sign. It read Medicine and Body Works. Jonas searched the aisles and found one of the its, but it was sleeping. What the? The floor cracked. I'm dead. The bald creature woke up and screeched and sprinted to Jonah. The skinless creature shoved him into the shelf and knocked it down. Books and glass flew everywhere. Jonah grabbed the it by its leg and tossed it into the shelf. The it howled in pain, but got to his feet and grabbed Jonah by his neck and flung him into the brick wall. Jonah wasn't happy about this. He screamed in rage, took the baseball bat from the sheath, and ran to the hideous monster. He smacked the beast right in the throat. The it toppled over the ledge onto the first floor and landed on top of a shelf and fell to the aluminum floor. As Jonah was searching the piles of trash and glass, he found medicine. Tylenol. Yes, this should stop the pain. He turned his head by his bleeding leg. He ran down to the elevator. When he reached the first floor, he got the window unlocked and climbed out. As the days went by, Jonah grew tired of walking. He was walking down the street of wrecked cars and broken telephone poles. He saw a car dealership, abandoned like the rest of the places. Oh, please have a car, Jonah thought to himself. He searched the parking lot and found a car that was not smashed or had a dead guy in it. Huh? A Volvo. Wow. Haven't seen one of these in a while, he said out loud. He checked the gas. Perfect. This should make it to New York, he said. Days went by, and Jonah was cruising down the street in his new Volvo and took the exit to NYC. He thought the city wouldn't be infested. As he reached the city, he found a huge apartment complex. The doors were open. Jonah grieved inside. He took the elevator to the top floor. When he reached the top floor of the apartment complex, there was an it puking up nasty green mucus. The spitting monster didn't notice Jonah, but the other ones did. Oh, great, he mumbled, and stormed to the elevator. One of the its blocked him, and he sprinted to an open window. He thought about his decision and jumped. Luckily, he landed on top of a pickup truck full of hay. Halloween parade, maybe. Jonah walked down the street looking for the Volvo he had stolen. Where did I park that piece of junk? He said as he was looking for the car. Jonah finally found the car. When he inserted the key in the slot and twisted it in. Put, the car stuttered and went to a stop. Are you kidding me? Really? He mumbled and walked off, hoping the world will ever be the same. 2 weeks went by, and Jonah couldn't help but notice the amount of those creatures growing. He was searching the city when he found an empty M&M's costume on the floor. Look at that. Maybe I could use this. He shoved the red costume into the backpack he found while searching around and walked off. Jonah kept on walking and found a car dealership. The lights were on, but there were no cars. Weird, he thought to himself. The garage door was open. Jonah searched the empty room. Hey, looks like a perfect place to call home. Jonah felt like he was living the dream, but he felt a little homesick. I need to get back to that town, he shouted out loud. He sprinted out of the car dealership and ran down the street of New York and took the exit to the highway. He ran through the empty cars. He was on a bridge when he saw the town. Yes, he howled in excitement. He finally reached the town and saw the power plant. I need a way to stop this, he said out loud. And I have a way, somebody said. Jonah turned around. Mike. That's my name. Don't wear it out. Jonah nearly cried and ran to Mike. Jonah saw something in Mike's hand. Mike, what is that? It's the way I'm going to stop this. It was a bomb. Mike, what are you going to do with that? Jonah asked. Jonah, Run as fast as you can, and run as far away as you can. Run until you can't see the power plant. Mike, you can't. Jonah, I know what I'm doing. Jonah listened to Mike, and he ran until he couldn't see the power plant. Jonah waited about 15 minutes later. He heard a small crash and turned and saw a huge explosion. Rubble flew everywhere. Mike, no! What's wrong, buddy? Jonah turned his head. It was Mike. They both heard the loud hisses and growls. All the ants were dying. Mike, you did it. No, we did it. Epilogue. Jonah and Mike returned to their house and lived together, happy again. One day there was a loud crash, and they both looked out the window. There was an it walking around outside. Really? They both shouted.